everybody, Eric Wingman Peterson. And yes, it's the same shirt from last week. Why? We recorded 2 shows back to back because Michael is on vacation. He's not here. We're running things. We're having a good time. If you're new to the show, this is kind of an inside look at everything Cloud Imperium. How we're making the beautifully soon-to-be hit game Star Citizen and Squadron 42, and what goes on with the dev team here in Austin. And Santa Monica, and Canada, and Monterey, and San Francisco, and soon to be Denver, perhaps. So we're all over the place. We're making the game for you. You're going to like it. What do we have coming up this week? This week in review. We have forum feedback, we have wide world news, and we have an interview with art manager Harry Jarvis. So what's going on? Let's get right down to the week in review. Hangar work is being locked today. Today is a day that we lock the code and we say this is all that's going to be in the very first iteration of the Hangar, which you folks will get the pleasure of playing. This is the day. It's a very big day for us. We've been working long hours. We're continuing to work long hours. And what does that mean, this is today? Well, we test all along the way. But what that means is that now we really ramp up testing. So for the next 3 weeks, we're going to be testing the shiznizzy out of this thing to make sure that it works correctly. We do configuration testing. We test placement of all the objects you can put in there. We test all the ships, all the animations. It all gets tested so that hopefully when you guys download it, it won't break. You'll probably break our website as usual, downloading a thing, but hopefully the app itself will not break. So testing is also getting ramped up. Gamescom is getting even closer. Sandy has been pulling her hair out getting this thing going. It's a major, major event. It's going to be a good time. We're going to have a fantastic time. We've got people coming from all over Europe and a few people coming from the United States. It's pretty amazing. I can't wait to get there, have some fun, meet some people. And now you'll be able to see the details of what? The amazing space. If you've never seen, the reason we call that is if you don't get the show over in Europe or anywhere else, there's an American show called The Amazing Race, which is about people that travel around and challenges and stuff like that. So we put together around Gamescom and around the event itself on the Friday before a little trivia challenge for Star Citizen Trivia Challenge for our fans. And we'll be giving away something very special. Maybe 2 somethings and enough people do it. So be sure to sign up for that in the forums. Let us know you're going to be there. Let us know you're going to participate. We're going to have a very, very good time doing the amazing space. And we're going to film it all along the way. And for those of you who are not actually able to go there, we'll have an update for you and let you follow along on the forums and let you be part of it, through video afterwards. Because if this works out well, maybe we take this to other citizen cons and something like that. And another thing that happened, we got a very, very interesting but tasteful gift. Fans have sent something for the Hangar. We're going to check out what it is. It says, it's from J. Patrick Walker, a.k.a. Jorlock. Don't eat it all at once. 26-pound gummy python. Red, cherry, and blue. I don't know what that means. But these are frozen packs. We should probably... You guys want some frozen packs? Put those back in the fridge.
They're warm frozen packs.
Yes, they are room frozen. They are, but it's really warm outside. Oh, what the hell is this? Can somebody grab that one? Oh my God. I didn't think gummies weighed this much. Snake sugar.
Snake sugar? This is quite huge.
That's a lot of packaging.
Gummy snake.
Oh my God.
Oh Lord.
That's a monster gummy.
It's a snake? It's a gummy
That is
snake.
awesome.
Oh
Look at that.
Oh my God.
Whoa. Yeah, that's crazy.
I have never seen a gummy
That
big.
is really cool. Oh my God. You know what I think we should put this in the fridge just to...
That, unless I come in on Monday morning and get freaked out.
That is down to the bone. Wow. Thank you very much. Hey guys, what do we say for a gummy python? Oh, see you in the snake. Wow, have you ever seen so much gummy goodness in one spot?
No, I have not.
26 pounds of gummy snake.
It was terrifying.
It was. Did you have any?
I ate that much.
That's a lot.
I did not feel really well after that.
I took the snake home. I had a little sliver because it was like cherry. I took the head home to my kids, and then there was a party that he went to, like a birthday party, and I took the head there, and after they were scared, we got the knife out, and they were eating chunks and chunks of gummies. So it was a big, big hit at the Cloud and Pyramid. That's probably one of the most unique gifts we've ever had, so thank you very much for that.
That was astounding.
So let's get right to it. You know what time it is? It's time for...
Forum feedback.
Okay, it's time for that, I guess. Let's get right to it. From Sigma 957, will any capital class ship have beam weaponry, or will it be all standard Star Wars like pew pew laser bolts?
Well, for now, we're going to have to do pew pew, because beams are hard. I mean, beams are cool. Babylon 5,
cool.
Star Trek, a lot of them have been done. It's just there's a lot of complexity to the engine to do beam weapons.
Sure. So, I mean, it could be something that we play around with and get to eventually, but I mean, I would suspect that most of them are pew pew or different effects looking things at the beginning, and then, beam weapons, a solid beam, would take a lot of energy too, wouldn't it?
I would drain that power plant right out.
Well, sure would. From More Boom Boom, he says, will there be other ways to disable enemy ships other than damaging each individual thruster? Leech weapons or EMP electronic weapons are the ideas that come to mind.
We do have some EMP weapons already on the list. In fact, the very first ship's document mentioned that, and there may be some kind of a leech. I'm not sure. We haven't really worked that in yet, but it could happen.
So there'll be other ways to... I mean, because if you think about it, you want to capture a ship, you don't
want to damage it that much.
Not too much. Right. All right, cool. From Delta Force, when the Hangar module is released, what will happen if the ships you own aren't finished yet? Or do we still not know? Now,
dun, dun, dun.
We do know. What we should tell them what happens when you... I think that's only one class... It happens only one class, I believe.
There's something. One of the reasons we brought this question up is that there was some discussion about that you have to have a package to have the hangar. Right.
Right.
That's the only thing that gives
you have to have
the game.
Ship.
Right.
You have to have a ship.
But not just a ship, but a package that comes with the game.
Right. Okay.
Not just an add-on ship. So we have covered all of the package ships except for one.
Which
is
the Cutlass.
Because we don't have the asteroid hangar ready, so we're not ready to do the Cutlass yet.
But the Cutlass will get the... So what will they get then? If you are one of the few, and there's not very many out there that just have the Cutlass, you have no idea.
I have no idea.
No, what will they get? Maybe they get like a waiting sign.
Yeah. Coming soon.
So we still have to figure that out.
We have to do something, and we understand that there are a few people out there who are getting missed on this first iteration.
Not very many though.
There's not a lot.
And we are working on the asteroid hangar too.
Yeah, and we're working on the Cutlass. It's pretty good.
Exactly. So we'll get to it eventually. From Hiro Matsu, will starting locations be spread all over the actual known and inhabitable areas?
All over? That's a very large phrase, all over. But there will be a lot of different starting locations.
Yeah.
Like, at least several.
Well,
that
you're
you
not
get to pick from.
You probably wouldn't be starting in the Banu area. Or
No. Not in the Jean area, not in the Banu area.
Yeah, but it will be spread out. We're not going to concentrate all humanity in one area.
No, they're going to be a handful of landing zones at least that you can start with, and that may expand over time.
Right, and I think we've had that question before with Chris, but we do have a lot of new people, so sometimes we have to reiterate questions going on because we have new folks joining every day, and welcome aboard.
Keeping you informed.
Keeping you informed. from I don't know where that came from.
I don't either.
From Legionicity or Legion Actify. If I butchered your name, can you try it? Legionetify. I can read the question. Will all the aliens encountered in the game be humanoid and spacefaring?
Well, you saw what happened to the Osonians in the fiction, didn't you? They weren't humanoid and spacefaring, and we killed them off.
So you might run into some...
There may be some Flopets or something out there. We don't know yet.
Flopets.
Hey, man, I didn't write it.
Yeah, I know. Haddock!
But all of the spacefaring races are humanoid because that makes it easier on our animators.
True enough, and it also, if they're going to have ships to fly around in, they need to be basically the same shape as humans, so that, if we have let them fly the ship,
if we
humans have to fit in there. Can't be like sticking phone books underneath you to sit in there.
Well, maybe we will have some
maybe
of
not
those
reach
someday.
the pedals like Short Round in Indiana Jones or something. From Lon, will we be flying our personal ships in the single player Squadron 42, or will we be using UEE provided ships?
Think wing commander. You are in the military. You don't bring your ship along with you or your lunchbox. You just go get on the carrier and they give you whatever ship they feel
That's like a softball question, right?
Yeah,
there.
I know. It's like, hey, I can answer that one with no sweat.
Yeah, that one we know is yeah. So if you played any of the Chris, I mean, a lot of the answers, if you think about it, if you played any of Chris's games, and we all have, you can kind of look to. This is like all those games combined on the nth degree. So a lot of the things that work, we're still gonna, we don't want to reinvent the wheel, and that's exactly what it's like to be in the military. So, from Knight, an interesting spelling, Knyghte. I think it's Knight.
I think so,
I
maybe.
do. How will we change equipment on our ships in the hangar? Will there be a terminal and automation performs the mechanical work? Do we have on-site mechanics? That's a good question.
Okay, so there's going to be a very, very, very cool, I've seen it, interface for customizing your ships, for putting equipment on your ships. Now, of course, that's not going to be ready on the first iteration of the hangar, but that's going to come in one of the drops.
It looks great.
It looks great, and for now, and I think Chris has talked about this a little bit too, but just to update people, for now, what's going to happen is you're going to do things in the interface, little wavy things and hand wavy things.
Pew, pew,
And
pew,
then
pew.
the equipment will pop onto your ship. We're not going to have a lot of extra time for animating robots and stuff like that to carry out the parts and weld them on.
That brings a good point.
Over time,
Yeah,
we'll try to
that
do
brings up a good point. So the hangar will work. It'll be great. It'll be fun. Is it going to be completely polished? No, that's part of the reason we want to do this with you guys.
Alpha.
It's way before alpha. We want to bring you guys into the fold and get your feedback and bring you. And so we release systems and things as we go. And then you guys say, hey, that's really cool. Wouldn't it be cool if? And if we can do the if, and it's not going to really impact the schedule too much, we're going to do it. We want this game to be the final game to be as impactful and cool as possible. And that means getting it to you in a playable state as fast as possible. And that's exactly what we're doing right there. From Viku, V-I-K-U, with the whole instance thing going around in the persistent universe, will it try and put members of the same corp in the same instance? Or will we have to be grouped if there's such a thing?
We're going to try to keep you with your friends. I mean, but if
Yeah.
you're flying around with 200 people,
Yeah.
there are going to be limitations. So you'll probably have some level of, in the command and control sections of your group, you will probably have the ability to divide up into squadrons or something.
Right,
And
that
those
makes sense.
squadrons will stay together.
Yeah.
And you may even get to allocate what instances they go to at some point, but we don't know how that's going to work.
So you can
specifically yet.
have friends and then BFFs.
Any
Or
new
something
BFFs?
like that, like squadrons. But I don't know. Sorry about that. Sometimes it pops in there. I don't know where it comes from.
We're a close-knit group.
Yeah, we are. From loot fit. That's because we're working 14 hours a day and eating the same food, and we're in very small space and smelling badly and all that stuff.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah, okay. Well,
Rose.
I'm stinking. From Lootfisk. Can I crew my tanker with NPCs and order them to harvest gas from a nearby giant, I guess a gas giant, and sell it on the market even while I'm not online?
Oh, you have pushed Rob's big red button. Rob does not like earning money when you're not online. Now, that doesn't mean you're not going to be able to, because, things change.
Right.
But anything I have a say in, I try to push away from that. You will probably have to fly with any NPCs you hire. They don't just go off and do their own thing and then come back.
We think about that from the griefing or the other side of that. What if it sounds really cool. Like I'm going to go set my guys' thing, I'm going to go to bed, make some money. But what happens if you get blown up while you're in bed and you didn't have a chance? The NPCs are still AI. They don't know to fly away. They don't know what you want them to do. There's just too much there that could happen on the negative side to warrant that. And I think that's probably a good reason not to allow that to happen. But again, we got to get into that point.
Things change.
Yeah, get into the point and see how that works. And again, that's why we're doing this with you.
You know what's really exciting about this weekend? Aaron?
No, what's that?
It's the Hall of Fame game happens this weekend.
On August 2nd?
August 4th.
August 4th
August
is
4th.
football. Now,
It's not real football, but it's close enough, man.
Okay, so but American football, because half our audience out there is sitting there screaming right now.
Yes, we know.
We could call it soccer.
I love the beautiful game. Don't worry.
Yeah, he does. He's a big fan of of what we call soccer over here, and
It's very confusing.
we're
to
actually
people.
shooting this before the end of the Gold Cup. Hopefully by now the USA was dominating and they've won the Gold Cup by now.
I sure hope so. Panama's dangerous, man.
Panama is dangerous, but we'll see. This will be a week after.
Yeah, I know. Everything's all
We'll
out of
either be
whack.
all happy on Sunday or we'll be like, well, it was just the Gold Cup. You know,
Only the Gold Cup.
I know it's
doesn't
just the
matter
Gold
at all.
Cup. We looked great getting there, but the truth is we care. We want to win the Gold Cup because, first, we're not fighting Mexico there, which is, oh well, they didn't make it. Bummer.
Oopsie.
Yep, tough. All right, hey, great. Now it's time for return to our own Ben Lesnick and this week's Most Valuable Post.
Hey everybody, Ben Lesnick here with Most Valuable Post. This week's MVP goes to Cynical Cyanide for his post, Can My PC or Laptop Play Star Citizen? If you're curious whether or not your PC can play Star Citizen, you should check out this thread to compare to the system requirements he's collected. System requirements aren't official yet, but he's got a pretty good idea, and he can help you. Probably can't play it myself, I've only got a 486 at home. Anyway, this week's trophy goes to Cynical Cyanide. Back to you, Eric.
Thanks, Ben. And now it's time for Wide World News. That was awesome. And now it's time for a look back in time for This Week in Space.
August 5th, 2012, 10:23 p.m. Pacific Data Time, and NASA's Curiosity rover is plummeting on a collision course towards the Warriors planet, Mars. Curiosity, enclosed behind its heat shield, is first encountering the thin atmosphere of Mars. Buffeted by the air, Curiosity slows down to a mere Mach 1.7 when it deploys the largest parachute ever attached to a spacecraft. A 9G smack of deacceleration, and the car-sized rover is floating towards the red dust of Mars. But the air of Mars, a fraction of Earth's atmosphere, is insufficient to brake the craft to a soft landing. To further reduce its speed, Curiosity returns to the technology that got it there: rockets. The rockets fire to slow Curiosity to a landing velocity. One last trick up its sleeve as the rocket ship lowers Curiosity on a sky crane gently to the dusty surface of Mars. Separation, and the rocket ship blasts away to a crash landing nearby. Mars Curiosity rover, expanding man's understanding of the red planet in space.
And that is your Wide World News. And now our own Sandy Gardner talks with Harry Jarvis. Take it away, Sandy.
Hey everybody, I'm here with Harry Jarvis, our art producer.
Hello.
Harry.
Hi.
And Harry, can you tell us a little bit about your background?
Let's see. I've been in the game business for about the last 12, 13 years. Prior to that, I was in the movie industry, which is how I came to know Chris Roberts. He hired me to come out for the live action shoots for Wing Commander 3. We did those, and they were sort of amazing, challenging, really intense and fun experiences. And so I've sort of hooked up with him for Wing Commander 4, worked with him on the Wing Commander movie, joined him on Digital Anvil for Freelancer, and then we kind of swapped careers, and I stayed in games while Chris went to movies.
All right.
And now we're back together.
How'd you get back together?
Well, I'd heard about the Star Citizen, obviously, and had been talking to Chris and Eric Peterson over the last year or so as they got this up and running, and let them know that I was definitely really, keen to join them again, and the opportunity arose, and here I am.
All right. I see Harry on the email thread, so he's a bit of a mover and shaker.
Your
job, your job is to...
Basically, I'm a kind of a conduit for information. I try to... that's one of the things I do. That and organizing information, trying to get all the creative input from people like Chris Roberts and Chris Olivia and some of the other key creatives on the team, and get them into focused information that I can get to the artists so that we can be creating all the ships and characters and environments.
But you've played Chris's games, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, I wasn't actually, honestly, before Wing Commander 3, I wasn't much of a gamer. I mean, I played SimCity and those kind of things, but I wasn't really a hardcore gamer. And then Wing 3 kind of got me into it.
What are you really excited about for Star Citizen?
The whole thing, I mean, the size of the project the scope is amazing and challenging and daunting. I really enjoy the getting back to the space sim and kind of this open environment. One of the things I really loved when I worked on Freelancer was that sort of exploration aspect of the game, and so having the fact that it's not just the single player space sim, but it's also got all that great exploration, that ability to go out and just find cool things that you didn't expect, things that weren't on your quest list or your in your linear storytelling that you sort of had somebody said, hey, you got to go out here and find that. Well, no, you just kind of fly around and discover things that wow you. That really excited me about Freelancer, and so I see a lot of that potential in Star Citizen as well.
You might just need a Freelancer ship.
Might
have to put one in Harry's basket.
That's definitely, I think just from the Freelancer background, I'll probably have to have a Freelancer ship. But
there we go. Harry Jarvis, everybody.
Hey, well, now look who's here.
Hey, magic.
Yeah, it's magic. I do that every week like it's a big surprise.
I know.
And so...
Our audience probably knows how it works.
Yeah, they probably do. So we've known each other quite a while. I mean, we go back. You were at Origin. You started... What were you working on there?
Well, I came in... I was hired to work on the shoots for Wing Commander 3 and Wing Commander 4. Got involved a little bit in the pre-production of Wing 5. Also, then was in Silverheart.
Silverheart. Oh, that brings back memories.
Right.
Now, that was the fantasy one that we were doing.
Right, we were doing that was the last thing that Chris was working on before he left to start Digital Anvil.
Right. Okay. So, but he, have all the hand things going now, like on the Kinect and everything. And you guys were actually kind of doing that,
sort of gesturing kind of things. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't. We obviously didn't have any hand reading, but
no, but the mouse.
Yeah. It was. That was the sort of the. Yeah, that was the idea behind the intent behind what we were trying to do, sort of casting and weapons and things.
Michael Moorcock wrote that treatment, didn't he?
Michael Moorcock, fantasy author.
He wrote the
Elric Chronicles.
Yeah, the Elric Saga, whatever.
Elric Saga, yeah.
Yeah, the Chronicles of Elric, whatever. Those were fantastic.
Very famous author. Lives out here just outside of Austin.
So Chris, that was kind of fun. That's one thing Chris has always kind of done is he's sort of gone out into other successful people and brought them in for story writing or for movies. I mean, like, all the famous actors you worked with on Wing Commander 3 and 4, and then we were working on Privateer 2 at the time, the original, and that was Tracy Hickman from Margaret Weiss and Tracy Hickman fame. So, and that was really cool. I mean,
that's always been Chris's MO, though, a little bit, is, he's always looked for the best at what you do. And, when he wanted to shoot live action, rather than, get a bunch of gamers who knew some video, they said, no, let's go out to Hollywood and hire professional movie people, which is, luckily how I got involved.
Right, you're a movie guy. You came from the movie side. You threw yourself back over the fence.
Yeah, I kind of swapped careers with Chris for a little bit. Yeah, he dragged me into the game world from the movie world, and then he went off to do movies, and I've stayed here.
That's right. And now now you're sort of a new arrival. We needed you. You tell us what you do here. What do you?
I'm the art producer and outsource manager. I help the art team basically keep plan, figure out what we need to do, get stuff out for the schedule for things like the Hangar release and those fun things. Work with all of our outsourced partners and vendors, make sure that we're keeping them fed, that we've got assets in their pipeline, that we're getting them feedback, making sure that they're giving us good quality materials back
in a timely manner.
Keeping track of all that, trying to keep us roughly in schedule, budget, etc.
It's a lot to wrangle. I mean, normally you have 1 or 2 outsourced partners, but we are spread all over.
We're going to be a lot. It's going to be very diffuse. We're depending, and most outsourcing, you give them a list of things and you very carefully vet every little thing that comes back in, and they're just sort of, a widget factory off somewhere else.
Right.
Our outsourced partners are very much partners. They have to have ownership. They really have to be part of our team.
Right, and they are, and we work hard at that. And so you're sort of the face that they get to do. Now you brew beer.
I do. I brew my home brew.
Yeah, how did you start doing that? And
so it was a strange thing. My father-in-law started retiring, and he's always been a slight beer fan in terms of he collects bottle caps and labels and things like that. And so his wife thought, hey, wouldn't it be cool if we got him to, as he starts retiring, to learn how to brew beer? So we got him a kit and got into it, and I looked into it because I'd make wine as well, and it's very similar. And so I said, all right, I'll help him out. And he really wasn't interested, but I fell in love.
Right on.
So
his wife's probably like, hey, you got the new insurance policy. Let's get him some beer.
Yeah, right.
No, I'm just kidding. I think I am anyway. So you grew up in Libya and Peru.
Yeah, I grew up overseas. My dad was a geologist for oil companies, so oil brat.
So se habla español?
Hablo español, sí.
Which is really good because one of our biggest outsourced partners is in Monterey.
Yeah, CG Bot's one of our main partners, and they do a lot of work out of Monterey, so Spanish is helpful.
Okay, and you said there's something here about molecular gastronomy. What is that?
It's food chemistry. It's doing all sorts of fun, really geeky, nerdy things with food.
Okay.
It's engineers and scientists get into the kitchen.
Okay, that's cool.
You can do all sorts of strange little things, like you can basically make a mojito and create a little gelatin shell around it, and so you can have balls of mojito that you bite into, and it blows up in your mouth, and you can have a nice little cocktail.
Well, everybody
you can do that with all sorts of things.
And everybody that's been a fan of this show knows that we like balls.
Cocktails.
And cocktails. And cocktails. I want to thank you, Harry, for joining us today. Thanks to Robert Irving for Forum Feedback and Ben for his fantastic efforts on Most Valuable Post. Thanks a lot to subscribers and pledgers. Without you, there is no us. And subscribers particularly pay for the show and allow us to interact with the community and be a part of it. Get your videos in. We didn't have any this week, but that's because we used them all last week. And we shot 2 shows this week. That's the same shirt. Harry and I actually called each other to make sure we're wearing red this week.
That's right.
Because we don't clash with the green screen. And coming up this next week, we got something coming really fast here. We got new commercials and brochures are on their way. When they're coming, well, we'll let you know. But they're coming, and they're coming fast, and they're coming hot. And it looks great. We want you guys, can't wait for you guys to see it. Join our YouTube channel. That way you get your updates whenever things are launched. Whenever we put them up there, you immediately get notified, and you can be the first one to know what's going on inside CIG. We have the Gamescom event coming up later this week, or later this month. We've got the Amazing Space later this month. We've just got a really, really big month. A lot of things are going to be happening, and you guys are coming along for the ride. Submit your questions on the RSI forums. Probably be somewhere in this area here when Mike gets finished editing this thing. And don't forget the after show, Wingman's Hangover, 15 minutes after the show, where we get on the chat roll and talk to you about what you liked, what you didn't like, and what we can do better, because we do strive to improve. Remember, if you want your stuff featured on Wingman's Hangar, send it in. We just might use it.
Please do.
See you in the verse.
It's the first word we learn. And some people never grow out of it.
No, Cap. No.
But this Christmas...
What was that you said?
No.
Yes! Yes! Good.
Carl is about to discover what he's always been missing.
So wait, you say yes to everything?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes. Yes. As you wish.
Yes, man.